Pokemon Red and Blue were released on October 5th, 1999 for us over here in Europe. However, in the USA, they got it on September 28th, 1998. Despite this gap in release dates, the games were identical apart from some translation differences. However, on February 27th, 1996, over 2 years earlier, Pokemon Red and Green were released in Japan. That's right, green, not blue. This is the most obvious example of regional differences within the games, but did you know there are actually many more things different between the Eastern and Western releases, from in-game text to battle animations to glitches? Today we will take a look at the differences between the games in different regions. First, let's take a look at the names of the games. Red, Blue and Green. Well, why did they change it from green to blue? Well, Pokemon Blue actually did exist in Japan. On October the 5th of 1996, a mail-order special edition of the game, called Pokemon Blue, was available to subscribers of the magazine Koro Koro. The special version had updated artwork and dialogue, and this is the one that would be used when they released it to the rest of the world. This would then get split into two games called Red and Blue. So what was the differences in the games themselves? Well, let's take a look. The famous Cerulean Cave, where Mewtwo is found, was laid out differently in the Japanese releases of the games. Photos you can see on the left are from Japan, with the ones on the right being from the US release. As you can see, all three floors of the cave are different. The layout of the two are different, with the US release having more water and ladders, making the maze harder. This was once again changed with the release of Pokemon Yellow. This version of the game made the cave much easier to navigate as it became a much more linear path. This version of Cerulean Cave would be used in all regions for Pokemon Yellow. Move animations were also changed between Japan and the West. Moves that have flashing effects such as Hyper Beam, Thunderbolt and Body Slam were edited to slow down the flashing rate in the West. It is believed that this is due to that infamous episode of the Pokemon anime titled Computer Soldier Porygon that allegedly caused seizures to happen to children in Japan. This isn't the only change to do with the moves. In the Japanese game, the move Blizzard has a staggering 30.1% chance to freeze. This was reduced in all other localizations to be just 10.2. In-game text was also changed between regions. Most of this is understandable due to cultural differences, however some do seem to have been done for seemingly no reason. For example, if you talk to the scientists on the 6th floor of Silph Code building, he will mention a branch of the company being Tixi, a real city located inside Russia. Yet for some reason, in the Japanese versions, they say the company branch is located in Ponaya Tunguska, which is the name of a Russian river. It is unknown why they changed the location to somewhere in the same country that is 999 miles away from the other location. Another example of these random text changes can be found at the Cerulean City Bike Shop. In Japanese, the shop actually does have a name, being called Miracle Cycle, whereas in the Western releases it is simply just called The Bike Shop. Some text changes can be understood though. Inside the Cinnabar Island mansion there is a book that details the discovery and the attempts to clone Mew. In the Japanese game, these texts use the pronoun of I, showing that it was a singular person responsible for these discoveries. However, in the English titles, this is changed to we. This is most likely due to the fact that the film, Pokemon the first movie, had already been released and it established the story of it being done by a team of scientists, so this change was made to go along with what people already knew about this franchise. Even the PC storage boxes where you keep your Pokemon that aren't in the party were changed during the localizations. In Japan, you can store 30 Pokemon per box with a total of 8 boxes. In the worldwide release, this was changed to 20 Pokemon per box with 12 boxes. Both of these configurations allow you to store 240 Pokemon, so it's unknown what the purpose of this change was and why it was really done. Glitches were rife in the Generation 1 game, and that didn't even stop them having regional differences. In the Japanese games, if you manage to register a second Pokemon before returning Oak's parcel, the game will believe you have already handed it off to him and a restart is required to progress as it locks the game. This is because you were unable to actually capture any Pokemon until you have returned the parcel to him. However, at this stage you do already have your starter, so if you manage to evolve your starter before giving out the parcel, it would cause this glitch to happen and lock the game. This would eventually get fixed for the international releases. However, that being said, this glitch still actually does exist in the US release of Pokemon Yellow. This is probably because the Pikachu that you get given can't evolve, so this glitch would only be obtainable via hacking. You'd think that most glitches would have been fixed by the times the games were released to the rest of the world with how big of a delay there was in release dates. But all this debugging actually just caused more issues, so some glitches are only possible in certain localizations of the game. For example, it is possible to skip fighting Brock altogether in the English titles. This is done by saving in a certain spot and then restarting the game, thus despawning a person that would normally block you from accessing the path until you have beaten Brock. Yet, for some reason, this glitch doesn't exist in the Spanish version of the games. One of the most unbelievable glitches in Pokemon history was only available in Pokemon Green. If you lost the gym fight to Sabrina and then returned for a rematch, the game would then display the victory text before the fight starts and you would receive the badge and the HM for winning without even fighting. This would get fixed for all future versions of the game. That is the end of today's video, guys. I do hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know, because I'll definitely be up for doing more of these kind of videos about the other generations. Remember to subscribe. The goal is to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I do hope you all stay safe, and I will see you on the next one.